No matter the weather, wherever you are right now, whether it is harmattan or winter, one thing we all have in common is the reduced humidity in the air. And typically that results into dry skin, dry hair, cracked heels, chapped lips. It sounds familiar, right? It is no longer news the extra conditioning, moisturizing, and lubricating properties of coconut oil, making it the perfect thing for all of this dryness that we are experiencing right now. So I'm going to be making myself some, not just for the reasons that I mentioned earlier, but also because coconut oil is safe for use around your intimate area, that is not spared from all the dryness in the air. Coconut oil is quite expensive and also not as readily available in the market where I live. At least 100 ml of coconut oil sells for about 2,000 naira. But I got these four coconuts for 4,000 naira. So let's see just how much oil we can get from them. Before we start though, what's your guess? How much oil do you think we're going to get from this coconut? Do you think it will be up to 200 mils, making it the equivalent of the price in the market? Let me know what you think in the comment section and let's get right into the video. Coconut is a hard nut to crack, quite literally. So previously I used to just toss my coconuts in the microwave, and after a couple of minutes they will be easier to break open and take out of the shell. But I recently saw this hack on YouTube, so I decided to try it out, especially also because it's not every time I have light, right? Electricity is a huge factor in Nigeria. So I just turned the heat really low. My coconuts started to pop one after another, and I noticed these cracks. So I just turned off the heat and allowed them cool. And with how charred the coconuts look, I am pretty surprised to find the water still intact. Can you hear it? Now I'm going to proceed to get the contents of the coconuts out by cracking them open using a small pestle. You can see how lightly I am hitting it. Like, I'm not hitting the pestle too hard because this coconut shell is already tender. That's quite an unusual way to describe coconuts, but yeah, that's what it is. Quick question, guys. What do you do with your coconut water? Do you drink it? If you're making coconut rice or something, do you use it to blend your coconuts, or do you just throw it out? What do you do with your coconut water? Please let me know in the comment section. So after collecting the water in a plate, I am now taking out the meat from the coconut shell. And can you tell how quite easy this is? I don't know if you can tell, because it's not like it is that hack made it 100% easier, but I can tell you for sure that this is the first time I am handling this many coconuts without getting myself injured. So yes, I recommend this trick. Just don't get yourself burnt in the process. I think that outside of dates, coconuts are the next wonder fruits of the world. I have to keep reminding myself through this entire process not to finish the coconuts because I keep putting bits and bits in my mouth. This is by no means a simple process. It can be quite tedious. But the thing about doing stuff like this at home by yourself is that you get to control the hygienic conditions surrounding the process. So that way you know that it is 100% safe, 100% organic, which is why after getting the coconut meat out, I rinse a couple of times to get off any dirt that could have, it could have come in contact with in the process. And now I am just dicing my coconuts into bits. This is just to make the work easy for my home blender. At this point, I'm running out of time to get my kids from school, so I poured some water over my coconuts just to keep them from drying out and just soften them to help my blender yet again. I also think that this helps to get the most milk out of your coconuts, especially if you use lukewarm water. But just before I get to blending the coconuts, if you are not quite sure what to do with your coconut water, you can simply pass it through a clean kitchen sieve like this, and you would have made a nutritious drink that is highly rich in electrolytes. I don't really care so much for coconut water, but I like to taste it so. This one is actually sweet. It's not like bland. Do you want? Yes. You like it? Are you sure? Yes. Well, since we like it, I'm going to refrigerate this one. I will drink it. If not, I'd have blended it with the coconut. So, just gonna put this in the fridge. Alright, now that I feel a bit more refreshed, let's make this coconut milk. And I'm blending in 4 batches using the water that I soaked the coconuts in from earlier and even some more water. You can see that this water is cloudy. It is from the coconut milk. The coconut's already releasing its milk into the water. After blending my coconuts as finely as possible, I'm just transferring onto a cheesecloth, and I prefer to use a cheesecloth for this process because it just means I get to strain once and for all. I don't have to do it twice. I look tired already, can you tell? This is a lot more stressful than you would think it is. Like, you don't really think about how stressful it could be until you start the process. But I can't wait to see what comes out of it. I'm very enthusiastic about this process because I've been wanting to do this for over a month now. Look how creamy this looks though. I'm just going to squeeze all the coconut milk out of the chaff. I mean, as much as I possibly can, because that is where all the oil lies. At the same time, I also know that the oil content in coconut milk is not so much, so I need to get the most out of it. So I squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until, well, I know that I can't squeeze anymore. And it's not such a bad thing if there is any coconut milk left in the chaff anyway, because I never trash my coconut chaff. I just transform it into desiccated coconut or coconut flour simply by heating over a stovetop or drying in an oven. After getting my coconut milk out, I'm going to transfer this into a transparent bucket. Transparent because I want to see what's going on in the bucket clearly, and that's important for the next step of this process. Some people say coconut milk will separate on its own if you let it sit for a couple of hours, but I don't have the luxury of time, so I'm transferring this to my freezer, and because of electricity issues it has to stay there overnight. After that period, this coconut milk is frozen and it has separated into the 3 layers of coconut milk. That is the water under, which is the clearer one, as you can see, and the cream and coconut oil are at the top. However, because oil solidifies at a different temperature from the cream, the oil is what has caked on top. So I just want to get the oil that has caked on top out of this bucket without messing with the cream too much. I've made coconut oil twice in the past. On one occasion, I just turned the entire coconut milk into a pot and allowed it boil down and strain the oil out. On the second occasion, I probably put it in the refrigerator, and when it had separated, I tried to scoop out the oil on top, so I didn't allow it freeze, and that was quite a difficult process. And I remember that I didn't heat that one up either. So this is a much different process, and I must say that freezing the milk makes it 100 times easier. Now the oil has caked on top, and all I have to do is just pick it up, scoop it out. If there's any bits of cream or water that get into it, it won't be much, so it will save me cooking time, and the process is just overall easier. I'll definitely pick this process over any other any day. Now this cream and water left in the bucket will be very useful for making my coconut rice tomorrow. So I'm just going to cover this up and save it in the refrigerator once again. But let's set this pot on fire and see just how much coconut oil is in here. So I'm doing this on very low heat, and I'm going to be stirring at intervals. That means keeping a close watch and not going too far, because from past experience, I already know that it doesn't take long for coconut milk to start to boil down, and before you know what's happening, even brown and burn. For this one especially, there's not much water in it. You can see the bubbles on top. That is the water. It's drying up gradually while the coconut cream curdles under. That's the white solid thing that you can see, and our oil is being released gradually. And by this point, I noticed that the cord has started to stick gradually to the pot, and so that's my sign that all the water has dried up. So it's time to take this off the heat before it burns and browns any further.
Omo, guys, did I make a mistake? Because this thing is looking really small. Huh? Abby, when I squeeze it out, is it going to increase? Let's find out.
At this point, I'm just like, waiting be this. But I'm still going on to bring all the bottles I prepared for this oil. Maybe I'm expecting the miracle of 5 loaves and 2 fish. I don't know. Let's just see how much oil is in this thing. This is a 150 ml bottle. So let's see. And this is the moment of truth. It didn't even fill this bottle. This is like a 100 ml mark. So I'm just going to turn it into this 100 ml bottle and see if I'm correct. Yep. 100 ml of coconut oil from 4 medium to large size coconuts with some little drops here and there. But am I happy? Absolutely, because now I have myself 100% pure organic coconut oil made by yours truly. And this explains why coconut oil is so expensive anyway. It looks like this is liquid gold, and there is almost nothing that coconut oil cannot take care of. If you have a condition and you suspect that coconut oil can take care of it, just go and search on Google. I'm pretty sure that it can. But guys, this is your cue to make your own coconut oil. Before you leave, let's play a quick game. So I put some vegetable oil in the second bottle, and I want you to tell me which of these bottles has the coconut oil. Is it the one on the left or the one on the right? Let me know in the comment section. Also, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and please share it to your loved ones and anyone you think that needs to see this video. You know, all of that good stuff. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.